All right, welcome to another amazing week. It is January. Can you imagine that? Can you believe this? It's like the second week of January already. So, welcome again to the Coffee with Eddie show. Yes, you get to enjoy some coffee with me, maybe take a coffee break, and I get to talk to you about things on how to actually encourage you basically to actually create a lifestyle of freedom and purpose. And today's topic is actually all about purpose. It's all about impact. You actually have a purpose. You've been created for a reason. There's something that you are here in this life to do. And I'm going to share with you a story that has happened to me that I was reminded about today. And let's get started. All right, so let's start with this awesome topic for today with the Coffee with Eddie show. Yes. For those of you again hearing me live on this live audio broadcast, welcome. All right, so the topic is don't underestimate basically the value that you can bring to somebody else's life. You've got purpose. You've got something in you that you are to share with the world. Okay, and I remember hearing that a lot when I was in events, for example. As a matter of fact, I heard it mostly at church, actually. So, but when I was at events and church, I will hear and it will pick my interest to hear about the purpose. Here is how much it impacted me when I heard that I had a purpose. Okay, it made me search for what was my purpose. But get this, all right. So at church, the pastor will be preaching. And so at the end, what I was, because I wanted to know, right, what was my purpose. So what I would do is I would go up to the pastor and say, hey, um, I want to know what's my purpose. What do I do? Okay. And multiple pastors, multiple guest speakers, I will ask practically the same question in a different form. And so, what I would get, the answers that I would get will be pretty much the same, which was to read the Bible and that I will find my purpose there, right? So, of course, being brand new to reading the Bible back in those days, many years ago, I I will pick up the Bible and I thought I was going to actually read Eddie's purpose is, okay? And then later on, I figure out that, okay, no, maybe it doesn't say that. Maybe it's going to say, this is your purpose. And it'll tell me exactly what I needed to do. And that's still, no, it didn't happen that way. So I kept going and asking about my purpose, right? And I think there were times where my pastor probably be like, yeah, listen, you're asking the same question every time. Let me just give you this audio cassette program. so, so I remember him giving me an audio program, cassette. You guys remember cassettes? If you're listening to me, cassettes, yeah, that's like the old school. I don't even think they make them anymore. Anyway, that's where we used to listen to music through cassette players and cassettes. Anyway, so he gave me that, and I would go and listen to it. And let me tell you, I mean, the subject of knowing my purpose, I basically dived in and I just wanted to know. I wanted to know, and it got to the point where literally I would be reading books about destiny, purpose, talent, and that led me to get into programs and books and workshops in regards to personal development and mindset and success and leadership, all these things, right? And so through that process, what happened was that I ended up, I was at the gym. That's when I was working there. That was something that I did. I left my regular job and jumped in the gym, and just because I knew that that's where I was supposed to be. So I ended up meeting lots of people in the gym. I used to work front desk, so I used to be there very early too. And don't you know it that I started to do my purpose. Of course, I'm telling you that now looking back. At that moment, I didn't think there was much of an impact that I was making. I was just working at the front desk and answering phones and answering questions about gym membership. I mean, that's all. It was the YMCA, by the way. I was at the YMCA. That's where it all started for me. So yeah, so I will meet people, and do you know that again? I'm telling you this looking back. Oh my goodness, there was a lot of people that I made an impact, because I can tell you that at least that I can remember, um, a couple of people or so will come back and years later, and they will still bring the point of, because I said something or did something for them, that they were grateful, and that their life changed. Let me give you one example. All right, so I'll give you this one. It's I had a lady who was there, who went there. I mean, it was the first time. I remember she was brand new, so showed her around, got her to do some workouts and things like that. Okay, and then just be me. And a week later, she came back and she shared with me her story. I was like, oh, cool. Basically, what was happening with her is that she had lost her job. She was feeling depressed, and she heard that by going to a gym, she might actually come out of that depression. To the point where through that beginning of that week, she said that she even had thoughts of just finishing her life. I was like, I mean, now you've got to imagine, this is a person telling me at the gym, at the YMCA, at the gym. And by the way, it was like early morning, so there wasn't much traffic, right? But like in the back of my head, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, should I be calling someone right after this conversation? And so anyway, so she shared the story, and she basically said that, I don't remember like what I did. Yeah, I still don't remember what I did. But she said because of me and whatever it is that I did or said, she was encouraged. And the next week, she found a job, and the job, get this, the job was at a facility to help the teenagers, to get them out of the streets, and to place them in I don't know if it's homes or something, but anyway, it was to get the teenagers out of the street. And so she basically got a job there, and now she was helping these teenagers and young adults to be better at whatever it was that they were doing there. And I'm thinking here, wait, hold up. That shocked me. First of all, that shocked me, because I'm thinking, oh my goodness, like, I, what did I do? Like, what was it that I said or did? And until this day, like I said, I cannot even remember what was it that she said I did. However, it was an impact. And I have other stories like this where it just happened. Like, I'm just being me, right? So I tell you that story because I underestimated the gift and the talent that I've been created for. And I'm willing to bet, if anything I just said, hits your heart there, or makes you think, maybe you're underestimating your talent too. You know, Again, I told you, I used to think that I was supposed to be on stage, and change the world that way. So I wasn't worthy enough to make any impact whatsoever, right? I was just I did customer service, taking calls in front of a computer for years. What was I going to make an impact like that? I used to work at the gym, like I just mentioned to you, at the front desk. Front desk. No one knows Eddie, right? In so many other occasions, and as I again, going back to the church is funny, because as I looking back, I remember always being interested about this subject too. What's my purpose? And get this. So my purpose is about purpose. All right. And that's why I share with you this live show here with me, and most of my programs are directed specifically to knowing your purpose and creating a lifestyle of freedom. That's why I always say lifestyle of freedom and purpose, because you can't be free without purpose, and you just can't have purpose without having the freedom. You need both. You need both to do that, to do what you're supposed to do. But yeah, that's, I guess that's why I was so interested in that subject, right? And did I find my answer about my purpose in the Bible? Well, I did. Now, I'm going to help you out. If you are the person like I was, wanting to know your purpose and want to know what God's will for your life is, and you're reading and reading through and trying to find it, all right, I'm going to help you out. Don't do that because it's not that way. Okay, this is how it is. What it is that as you're reading through the Bible, and you read verse and chapters and books in the Bible, when you pray, you may just want to ask, hey, can I have the light to see what my talent or purpose is in my life? Just ask for that, and believe that you have that in you. And what's going to happen, what happened to me, was that, like, this one night, I just happened to open the book and I read this one scripture, and it was about Joseph, and how Joseph was afraid to take over to take the people of Israel through, when the waters open, right, through into the promised land. Uh, he was freaking out, basically. And you hear God saying to him, be encouraged, be courageous. You can do it. And so I started reading that specific verse, and that got me to pay more attention. That, like, my ears perked up, and I wanted to see, like, okay, wait, I feel something here. Like, I really felt like it was basically talking to me, to have the courage to be who I am, to use the talents that I have been giving. And so from that moment, I went and I remember this other scripture, and it's Thessalonians, and Thessalonians 1:5. And so in there, it was all about encouraging, and to encourage one another. Boy, let me tell you, that's it. That was it for me. Those two scriptures for me did it. It hit my heart. It made me realize that I did have something to offer. And it didn't have to be like a Tony Robbins, right? It would be like a person, a time, a moment, an impact, a small thing that no one else would see. No one else would see, but they had an impact, and it was because, again, my drive to find out more about what my purpose was, I believe that's where things started to fall in place. So I share that with you because I'm telling you, if there is anything in you that you feel you have a bigger purpose, that there's something big that you got to do, or that there's more than who you are that you can be, then start to find out what that purpose is. If it, let's say you don't read the Bible right now, okay, I'm not trying to make you read the Bible. If you don't do that, that's cool. There is another way to do it. I believe that you actually need to have some spiritual guidance anyway to find out your talent, because it's in you. But you can also go after it through looking back at what you're known as. So, for example, if people come to you and they're always asking a specific question, a specific theme, topic, or something that you're good at, and no matter where you go, no matter who it is, and no matter how good or bad you're feeling, it doesn't matter. Like, people come to you because of whatever that reason is, then start there. All right. That means that people see the talent in you already. You may just not be aware of it. So anyway, that's what I have for you. I believe that if you continue in your path to always be seeking, to always be looking, to always be knocking at the door, expecting answers, then you're going to reach that point in your life where you know what your purpose is, where you are living and doing and working your purpose. And the cool thing about that is that because you're at the right place at the right time doing the right things, your life, well, will become the impact for the world without you trying to make it happen. And my wish and my hope and my prayer for you is that you do believe in your talents. Don't neglect them, or don't underestimate the power that you have. And I want you to know that all things are possible, all right, through Him. Sure is. And be encouraged. Stay courageous. Be encouraged. And keep going, especially January, right? Make sure you just keep going, stay focused on your goals and purpose for this year, and you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it happen. If you want to find out more about what I do and what is it that people know me for, go to my webpage. It's just recently updated. Go to eddiesand.com. Right here. Go to there. eddiesand.com. And have an outstanding day. Peace.